Good morning everyone, welcome to another day in the life. Long time no see with this style of video. I've been doing a lot of the sort of my new series like casual conversations over the last few weeks because life has just been manic. Trying to juggle my regular work like creating these videos, editing, etc. along with some client work as well as my training with only 3 days of childcare a week has been tricky. Really glad I've done it. But it has meant that my workload has been so much more, and so the mental space I've had to basically do these day in the lives just hasn't been there. But today is Thursday. It's my first Thursday that I don't have a session on Thursday because the sessions that I've been doing on Thursdays were kind of like work search related, and that was only like 10 weeks of that, I think. And so that's now finished. I've still got another couple of weeks of the actual data training, but some of that is just basically portfolio help. So I think I'm only one lesson away from finishing now, which is really exciting. Thoroughly enjoyed it. I've had so many questions about it. I will do a video on it, but I want to actually finish, kind of see the whole program through first and then sit down and film a video telling you guys about it, because I know quite a few people have said they're interested. If you are, let me know if there's anything particular specifically that you wanted to know about the course in the comments below, and I will try and include that in the video. But anyway, it is currently just coming up to 9:30. We actually got to nursery pretty late today, just around 9. It opens at 7:30. Yesterday we were there at 7:30, today we were there at 9. Because Oren woke up at like 5:30, I want to say, which was too early for him. But this week, hang on, I have to sit down, my arm's dropping off. Okay, right, so Oren woke up at like 5:30 today, which he's been doing consistently for like the last week. Last weekend, from like Friday night, we had a long weekend where we spent with about 7 other solo mums and toddlers. It was chaos in a house that we rented just outside Milton Keynes, like Northampton, and it was lovely, absolutely gorgeous weather, such a great time hanging out with my friends. So glad we did it. But obviously we had to share a room while we were there, and we haven't done that since Oren was like 8 months old. I was really nervous about it. Didn't go as badly as I thought it could. He did wake up early each of the night. So before we went on that holiday, he did sometimes wake up around like 5 a.m, 5:30 and kind of whimper a bit, and I would go in at home, I would go into him, pick him up, rock him a bit, put him back down, and he'd just roll over and go straight back to sleep. On holiday though, he wouldn't do that, which I suspect is partly because I was in the room with him and he knew I was there. In the night it was fine. I could, if he woke up, I went and rocked him, put him down, went back to bed. But by like 5:30 or 5:10 a.m. the second morning, he wouldn't go back down. And because there were like 7 other toddlers sleeping in the property, I didn't want to leave him to like cry it out a little bit, or like to grizzle or anything, because he might wake some of them up. So as when he wouldn't go down, I picked him up and I took him downstairs to have breakfast and play around for a bit. And then I took him back for, because 5:30 is way too early for him. He is tired at that point, he needs more sleep. So I'd have to get him up, give him breakfast, and about 2 hours later, go and put him down for a nap, which he would do. And then I'd go for a nap with him then as well to keep up on my sleep. And I thought, oh, this is fine for the holiday. Wouldn't want to be doing this long term though. However, since we got back from that holiday, Oren has consistently been waking up around like 5:30, between 5 and 5:30 in the morning, and he now won't go back to sleep without a bottle. And I think he was conspiring with one of the other babies, because there's another baby there that has been waking up, who's also like weaned from breastfeeding, has been waking up in the night and needs a bottle, and I think he was talking to them and was like, oh, you get a bottle when you wake up? I don't get that. So yeah, he's now gone from just having like one bottle when he goes to bed and sleeping through until like 7 or 8 and then getting up and having breakfast, to waking up at 5 and absolutely not going back to sleep with that bottle. And then this morning I gave him a bottle and he still was really upset, so I did give him the bottle. I went back to bed because he can drink it himself in the cot, and then he sometimes like falls asleep with that. And then that didn't work, so I had to go back in, pick him up and rock him a bit and stuff, and I'm like half awake at 5:30. Eventually he did go back to sleep, but it did take a bit longer today, and then he slept till like, well, I woke up at 8:45 and he was still asleep, and then I was like, shoot, we need to go to nursery. So then I had to like quickly throw some clothes on and open the curtains so he'd wake up, and then yeah, we dashed off to nursery. Luckily it doesn't take too long to get there. But yeah, it's just a little bit annoying that like one holiday, those 2 nights, seems to have completely messed up his sleep. Yesterday he woke up at 6:30 and I was like, I'm not going to bother trying to put you back to sleep with a bottle. 6:30 is a perfectly reasonable time to wake up. So, you know, got him up and got him dressed, and then, you know, we waited and went to nursery at 7:30 that day. But 5 a.m. or 5:30 a.m, that is too early for me. And it's too early for him too, that's the thing. Like, if he wakes between like 7 and 8, then he'll happily do like a 4-hour stretch until sort of 12-ish, or even like 12 or 1, and then he'll, you know, have lunch and then go down for his nap, and then he'll have one nap, anything from 40 minutes to an hour and a half now, pretty much, and then he'll wake up and then that's it until bedtime. So he's down to one nap really reliably. But if he wakes up at 5:30, then he has to have 2 naps because he won't last more than like an hour or 2 in the morning because he's still tired. Anyway, on to the tasks for the day. So I've got some work tasks I need to do and some admin tasks I need to do. This is my only day that I have childcare where I currently don't have any training now, so this is going to be like my manic get other tasks done at the same time. So actually I need to write a list. Hang on, let me write a list first of all so I don't forget what I need to do. Okay, so on my list of tasks I need to do today, first one is I need to go to the GP to pick up some swabs because I messaged them yesterday. My GP has like an online triage system where you go on and you type in what your issue is and then, you know, they decide whether you need a phone call, they can refer you to the pharmacist, whatever it is you need. Anyway, I've had a problem for like the last 2-ish months with an on and off itchy vulva. And I can't seem to get rid of it. Every now and then, like I'll have a week where it's really good, and then it just kind of randomly flares up again. And it's just, yeah, I can't even like really describe it, just on and off. Sometimes there's a bad smell, sometimes doesn't. And I just thought, you know, I had it again yesterday where it was really itchy again, and I was using like Vagisil or, you know, like that. I can't remember what it's called, but there's like a particular cream that you use. I actually got it in Monaco. I got one of these creams in Monaco because that's where it really flared up when we were on holiday there. And that was at the back end of May. And it's now coming up to the end of July. So I figured, well, it's flaring up yet again, so I probably should go and see a doctor about this now. So I messaged them, and one of the doctors has just responded to say that she's going to leave some swabs at the reception for me to pick up, so I can swab that and then send it back to them. And I also need to book an online appointment to go and see them in person so that they can have a look at it and stuff. So I need to go to the GP today to pick up that swab. I also need to book the online appointment. The other thing I need to do is go to the pharmacy because I'm also running out of my contraceptive pill. And I tried to pick it up last week when I went to pick up some prescription toothpaste that I got, some high fluoride toothpaste that my dentist prescribed. But it wasn't there, which is really weird. And I remember that the last time I picked up, they had said, you know, because you can order a repeat prescription, but I had to see a doctor first before they'd send it out. And it wasn't through on the system. So I then went on to, I'd been to the doctor for something else, and I'd asked her at the same time, could she just please, like update the system, so like approve my contraceptive prescription because it was fine. She was like, yeah, no side effects. I was like, nope, all good. And she was like, okay, tick, that was it. But it didn't seem to go through, so I sent them another message through their online system to say, could they please send the prescription to the pharmacy, and that was on Thursday. I called the pharmacy up yesterday on Wednesday and it still wasn't there. So I then called the GP in the evening and said, could you just guys try and get an update on it? And she said, oh, it has been sent out, but for some reason it was sent to the old pharmacy, which is now closed down. It doesn't exist, so I don't know why they sent that. And she said that she would try and sort it out, that she'd speak to her manager this morning and sort it out and get it moved to the new one, but I'm not convinced that they'll have done that. So when I go to the GP, I want to ask them at the reception, could they check if it's been sent so I can go and pick it up, because I think I've got like 1.5 weeks left of this pill and I don't want to get any closer to the wire than that. That being said, I have just had a period because I was sick at the end of June and beginning of June, and I think that kind of messed up my stomach and the absorption of the pill or whatever, and I wasn't very good at taking it for a while. So I had another period slightly unexpectedly, slightly not unexpectedly, last week, which wasn't too bad, but still would prefer not to have it at the moment, so I would like to get my pill again. I also need to pick up some milk because we are completely out of it, and Oren now drinks a lot of milk. We have gone completely through the milk ladder now. He's fine, he's having everything. I do need to get him weighed again before we see our dietitian in August, and I've messaged the health visitor, but she hasn't got back to me yet, so I possibly need to chase her up again with that, or see if I can find another weighing clinic near me. I never seem to manage to get to one of these, but we have a great health visitor who usually comes to us, so I'll see if she can. I also need to put Oren's clothes on for wash because it's Thursday. Thursday is Oren's wash day, and it's desperately needed because I literally had to fish out a pair of trousers from the washing basket this morning for him to put on because I didn't have any. Well, there was a pair of dungarees, but I felt like they were just too warm for today. It's kind of weird where it's really muggy. I've got the windows open in here. It's only like 18 degrees outside, but it's so hot and stuffy in here. I was sweating last night. Oh my god. Another thing to talk about later, but anyway, his clothes need washing. I need to tidy the living room because you can't see it right now, but it is a state. It won't take me too long to sort out, but it's just toddlers can get into everything now, so it's chaos. And then the two kind of work focus things I need to do today. One is, the main thing I really need to do is edit next week's video, and particularly that is going to take me a little while because when I filmed it, I included some extra. I was talking about like my data course and how I was doing a survey for it, but I've realised by the time that video goes live it'll be too late for people to contribute to the survey because I need to start analysing it before then, so I'm going to have to try and see if I can edit that section out, which I filmed at the end, so it's going to be a little bit more complicated than it would normally be, so it might take me a bit longer, but that's my main job for today. And I also need to continue my self-led training, so even though I haven't got any live sessions today that I need to attend, as part of the course, I do still have quite a bit of self-directed work that I need to do. So some of that is portfolio work, and some of it is training. Like we're currently looking into training in SQL. Don't worry if you don't know what I'm talking about. Some people who work in data will. But yes, I've got some like self-directed learning I need to do on that. So that is basically what I've got to do today. As I said, it is already like 9:30 and I have to pick Owen up around 6. So I have 8.5 hours to get it done, which should be fine. But right now, what I'm actually doing is having my breakfast. It's 11:15 now. I'm still sitting on the sofa. I've uploaded the footage. I forgot that I hadn't actually done that. It was still on the camera, so I've uploaded it to my laptop, and it's 58 minutes long. It's nearly an hour. I know these videos are designed to be sort of like, as the name suggests, a casual conversation, just me talking to the camera. But honestly, when I see how long some of these videos are, I'm like, just stop talking so much. Anyway, I've uploaded it now. I think I'm not actually going to edit it right now. I'll probably lunch about 12. I'm actually going to do some of my data work, so the studying I need to do for that first, and then I will go back to that a little bit later this afternoon. Trying to decide what the best time to go to the GP and do all the other things is going to be. I wanted to give them some time to actually leave the swab with the receptionist. So I think what I'll probably do is get this work stuff done, then try and get the editing done before then, and then from this afternoon on I will focus on all the kind of like life admin tasks that I've got to do. Okay, it is now coming up to 12:30. I've just made myself some lunch, some couscous, and this is some like Syrian curry that I made myself night before, and I made like quite a lot of it actually. I made it for that night, and then I ended up with 4 Tupperware's worth as well, which is great because it means I had it for dinner yesterday. I had some leftover curry, different curry, Indian curry for lunch from a takeaway I'd had before. But then I had this for dinner last night, having it for lunch now. There's one in the freezer for another time. I think I've got one left too. So I thought I did it with rice before, so I did some couscous today to have something a little bit different, but still like a healthy meal to eat rather than just having like packet noodles or something. I've now finished the data training stuff that I needed to do today, and I'm currently working on editing the video that I need to edit today. But while I take lunch, I'm going to have like a lunch break and I'm going to watch some Netflix. I'm currently really into this Barbecue Showdown show that I found. It's kind of like the American version of Great British Bake Off, but with barbecue. And it's quite fun. It's like a nice, easy watch. Some of the food looks amazing and I've been inspired to try a few more things. Something I recently decided to do actually when we got back from, when I was in Monaco, and I was like, the food is so much better out here. One thing I did make the conscious decision that I was going to do when I got back was to buy meat from the butcher rather than ordering it from the supermarket. And honestly, 0 regrets. It is so much better quality. It's not even that much more expensive. Like, I did have to put the budget up a bit. I previously had a budget of about £10 a month for meat when I did my supermarket shop. And I don't eat meat like every single meal or every single day. So in terms of like specifically that's meat for like cooking dinners, so I thought, well, so I was able to stretch out like £10 worth of meat because I would be able to get some chicken, some mince for that, some sausages, maybe some bacon or something. Like I could always get a bit of stuff, but I've now upped my budget to £20 a month, and actually I still haven't spent that full amount when I've ordered the meat from them, so it's definitely doable and I have no regret spending that little bit extra money. It is totally worth it. So I just went to the toilet and my period showed up again. Like, I had no indication. I think I felt like I might be dripping a little bit earlier, but I thought it was just discharge. But I went to the toilet and then looked at my pants line and there was quite a large bit of blood on there, and I was like, hang on a second, is this just like a last hurrah? Is my period coming back? I don't know. Of course, just put all my pads into the wash. I've got tons in there, but I wait till the end of my cycle to wash them and then put them and do it all at once. And I've had days with nothing, like literally nothing, and then suddenly bam. So don't know what that's about. But it is currently, what is it? It's 12:20. I was going to walk to the GP surgery and walk past the pharmacy on the way and kind of get some exercise while I was at it, but it's been raining. So I'm not sure if I want to do that now. currently playing the game, can I make the detergent last until the end of the month? Because I do one monthly shop at the beginning of the month where I do an online shop, and I do like a big shop, getting in all like the household stuff that I need, stocking up on like food to put in the freezer or in the fridge and stuff to cook for the week. And then throughout the month I'll just kind of top up things. Like, rarely do I need to buy extra eggs. I typically buy like a pack of 12 eggs at the beginning of the month. That usually lasts me the whole month. But like fresh fruit and veg, sometimes meat, I might need to get a bit extra of. I don't, as I said before, I don't now order that online, but I go to the butcher once at the beginning of the month as well. But I might need to get a bit more. But generally speaking, I just do like small top-up shops the rest of the month and do one big shop at the beginning. So I'm hoping that I've got enough detergent to last me until the end of the month, but it is going to be a bit tight. I think I have some other sachets too. What is it now? It's the 25th. Oh my god, it's my birthday in 3 days. I keep forgetting that. It's funny how when you have a kid, like things that you used to like be really conscious of before, you just kind of forget. So I keep forgetting that it's my birthday. Literally this Sunday I was thinking, what am I going to do this Sunday? Oh yeah, it's my birthday. Still don't know what I'm going to do though. We're taking Oren to the CBeebies prom the day before on Saturday, which should be really fun. So I don't know how much energy I'll have on Sunday to do anything, but I'll try and do something nice for my parents, I think. Now I need to stop procrastinating and do some more editing. And then I'll see what the weather's like at 2 o'clock and if I can be bothered to walk. I finished! Oh my god, I finished all my work bits for the day. Just finished the editing, I did the training stuff earlier, and it is pretty much 2 o'clock on the dot. So I'm just going to tick off the things on my list that I needed to do. So I'd already posted the videos. I forgot to add earlier, I had to post the video for my members today, because if you're a member of my channel, you get to view my videos a day earlier. So that's gone live. I've finished my self-led training, I've edited a video. I've put Oren's clothes in the wash. One thing I've started doing now with the washing machine is I put the washing machine I have is a washer dryer, and I used to just wash clothes and then hang them to dry and then wait for them to dry and then put them away, but I've discovered it's so much easier just to put them through the dryer as well. So in order to make my life simple, I now just put all my clothes through the dryer and accept that that is slightly worse for the environment and also slightly worse for my wallet, but for a convenience point of view, it's worth it to me. As you can hear, the washing machine is currently going. So the only things left on my to-do list now are to go to the GP, go to the pharmacy, pick up some milk, tidy the living room, and put my pads away. So I think I'm going to do... Oh, I said ironically, my period started again now. I think I'm going to do the living room and the pads away now while this uploads to my channel for me to kind of do some extra fiddling with. And then the rain is... I can see that the table outside my window is drying out a bit, so I think, according to the weather, the rain should be dying off now, or should have died off, so I think I might risk it and just walk. It's not too far. I'll take a raincoat with me, and if it happens to get wet, so be it. I forgot that I actually washed my pads and Oren's wipes together, so I don't use cheeky wipes anymore for his bum. Like, I haven't used cloth nappies for months now. But I do use them for when he's eating, when he's finished eating and washing his hands with them, because they're so much better than just a regular wet wipe. I just found in like one of the little divider shelves I have in my wardrobe this little romper that I actually had previously for my foster kids, and I forgot it was in there because I would have used it with Oren, although to be fair, it's 6 to 9 months, and I think when Oren was 6 to 9 months it would have been winter, so it wasn't the right weather for him anyway. But oh, I'm kind of sad that I forgot about that. Yeah, I have to put it away for the next one maybe. I've been procrastinating on going out because the weather keeps getting worse and then better, worse and then better. But anyway, it's now 3:15. It looks currently dry-ish, so I'm going to risk it, going to take my rain jacket, going to go GP first, then the pharmacy if they say my prescription's in, and then grab some milk on the way back. I feel like this is such a mum look that I've got on here. During the election cycle that we've just had, I really got into listening to political podcasts, in particular The Rest is Politics and The News Agents. I still listen to them from time to time, particularly as like there's now a lot more focus on the US election that's coming up and everything going on with that. I've never really been a podcast person, but I think I'm like gradually like making my way into it. So if you have any good podcast recommendations, let me know, and I'll have a go and see if any of them are something I might like. So I was kind of hoping, I think there's a microphone on here, I was kind of hoping that I might be able to just do the swab in like the GP bathroom, but it looks a bit complicated what they've given me. There's 2 different swabs I have to do, so I actually need to sit down and read the form, and also because my period showed up like a couple of hours ago, I asked the receptionist who gave me the swab whether I could do it on my period or not, and she wasn't sure, so she said she took my number and said she'd go and check with the doctor before I took the test. So I've just got them in my bag, and I'll hopefully hear from her later and do them a bit later. Excuse the washing machine going in the background. It is coming up to 5 o'clock now. I've just got back from doing the shopping. I did the round trip of GP, pharmacy, shop, got the milk, but while I was walking back, I don't know if you can hear me, but basically I picked up some broccoli from this surplus store. It's basically a place where like a community hub that collects surplus food, and they have like an inner bit where they put most of their food, but if they have like lots of something, they put some boxes out by the road and you can just take them. And there was loads of broccoli there, so I thought, well, I'll pick one up. Might have some with my I was planning to have sausages and mash tonight, so I thought, well, I'll do that. And there was kind of a smell at the time, but I thought it's just because, you know, there's lots of food here. Picked the broccoli up, put it in a bag, went to the food shop, but as I kind of went round, I was like, this broccoli actually smells a bit, it probably was fine, but it was just a bit much for me to be happy to eat it, so I decided I was going to have to ditch it. But I'd filled up my bag with all the shopping, I didn't have room for the broccoli, so I had to carry the bloody broccoli all the way home and then put it in my recycling, my food waste bin. So that was a bit of a faff. Anyway, I have now ticked off everything on my list, so I have an hour to myself before I need to pick Orin up, where I am basically just going to, I don't know, go through YouTube, go through stuff, maybe job search a bit. I'm going to enjoy my custard, and I also have a chocolate roll that I picked up from Waitrose too. It is 6:10 now, so it's time to go pick Orin up. Actually, a little bit later than I was originally planning, because A, I needed to go to the loo, but B, I'm feeling a little bit funny. I think I'm just tired, but it meant I decided that I'm just gonna, like this morning I drove to get him there quickly, I'm gonna drive up to pick him up now, so it takes a little bit less time, so I don't need to worry about the time spent walking. So by the time I get there, it'll be fine. Oh, Lena. Car seat. Let's get home, Poppet. I forgot about the road works. So one of the roads I can use to get home is currently closed. There's only one other way, and that means the traffic is not great. So might not have been the best idea to drive, but oh well. Got the baby. Now it's time for milk for bed. So he is on dairy milk now, but we still had quite a few of these Infotrinis to use up, and that because we'd already opened them, like I couldn't return them to the pharmacy, and you can't really donate them anywhere. So rather than just let them go to waste, we're using them up. So I basically do about half a bottle of Infotrini. So the bottle is half Infotrini, and then the rest is dairy milk. So it's about half and half, basically. Oh, careful, careful. Yes, I know you want it, my love, but you've got to let Mummy actually fill your cup first. Right, there you go. There's the Infotrini. Luckily, Mummy picked up some more milk today. You can tell you've got a baby that drinks a lot of milk when you've got a milk carton this size. I've got these pyjamas, and I think they are just the cutest things ever. It is currently 20 to 8. Orin went down around 10 to 7. I think I put him down in the end, and it took him a little while to go to sleep. So I've just had to sit down and be quiet. This is one of the things I've talked about before that is quite tricky with his bedtime. He goes to bed, you know, pretty early, which is great, but he takes a little while to settle down, so I can't immediately go in and do like cleaning or cooking or anything. Once I put him down, I have to give it like half an hour for him to really settle, which unfortunately by that point, like I've usually got myself ensconced on the sofa, and I'm kind of like, ugh, I can't bother to get up again. So it would be good from a productive point of view to be able to put him to bed and immediately go and like the dishwasher needs emptying and reloading, for example, and then I've still got to cook dinner, but I'm not that hungry, so I think I might be alright to leave that a bit later. Anyway, I've been killing the time at the moment with job applications, which is not fun. Oh, the market is just terrible at the moment, and particularly like entry-level stuff, it's really hard to get your foot in the door when it comes to like data analytics stuff. So just takes time basically to find the right role, I guess. But yeah, not the most fun thing that I could be spending my evening doing, but it's got to be done. I haven't yet had a chance to analyse the data that I've been collecting for my portfolio, but it's like I debated today whether I should kind of close it at the point it's at now, but it's been creeping up. It's got to 981 responses, and I'm like, it's so close to 1,000. It's so close to getting over that 1,000 threshold, but just not there yet. Just not there yet. And I know actually that I'm going to have to do some data cleaning on it, because I think there are a couple of duplicates and certainly some people that entered the date of birth wrong, which I'm going to have to delete as well, so it won't end up being as many as there are there anyway. So I'm kind of like, is it worth waiting until it reaches 1,000, or should I just like do it now? I might give it one more push on Instagram this evening and then see how that does, if that can get over the 1,000 threshold. So we'll see. It is just gone past 9 o'clock in the evening now, and I've made the decision that I'm not going to have the sausages and mash that I was planning to make earlier, because I just don't feel like it and I'm not hungry enough, but I will need to eat something. Fortunately, when I popped into the shop earlier today, I picked up a little pot of soba noodles, so I think I'm still not that hungry yet. I've had a bit of a snack, but not really any more than I talked to you about earlier, so I'm a bit baffled by why I'm not hungry. But anyway, I will be hungry in a little bit, so when that happens, I'm then going to have my noodles, and that'll be my dinner. Ironically, that I said earlier I was having a healthy lunch, so I didn't have noodles, but it's the only thing I really feel like, and it's quick and easy to do. And I still need to empty the dishwasher, and I'm procrastinating by watching the London 2012 opening ceremony, because it's the opening ceremony of the Olympics in Paris tomorrow. And I'm not really somebody that watches the Olympics. I'm not really into sport at all, to be honest. But the London 2012 Olympics for British people is a real, I think, point of pride. It's one of the things that we say, that was a moment where we were really united and connected and did something really wonderful as a country. And I had to laugh because I've been watching it. It's just got to the bit now where the commentator was talking about what a wonderful year it has been, apart from the weather. And I was like, could you have said anything more British? Could you have done anything more British but to talk about how what a great year it's been for the British, but also complaining about the weather in one sentence? I don't think so. Well, while that's steeping, I'm going to unload the dishwasher and then reload it with all the dirty dishes and pans that are around it. This has quickly become one of my favourite type of like pot noodles. It's the classic soba ones. It is 10:15 now. I'm just running myself a quick bath before going to bed because I feel a bit hot and sweaty. It hasn't been particularly hot today. It's been like 18, 19 degrees Celsius, but it's been really muggy. Like the humidity is really high, so I feel like all sticky and just basically. So I wanted to kind of rinse myself off, and also because my period started again, I always like to have a wash on the days where I have my period. But I've got this kit from the doctor. I'm just checking there's nothing identifying on there. I don't think there is. This kit from the doctor to swab myself for the like itchiness I've got around my vulva. And when I was at the GP surgery, the receptionist said that she'd speak to the doctor and call me back about whether or not I could take up my period, but she never got back to me, and I don't want to wait indefinitely, so I'm just going to have a look at the instructions they've left, just in case it happens to say anywhere in here what I need to do if I'm on my period. So I'm going to have a look at that while the bath's running. So it comes with like 2 tests. There's 2 different tests I have to do as part of this, and yeah, I can't see anything that says don't take it when you're on your period. So maybe I'll just like, do you know what, I might do it when I get out the bath, or is that a bad time to do it? I'm going to type it online and see what they say. Okay, so after some searching online, I'm still none the wiser. Some say that you need to wait till your period's finished, some say you don't. Like I even went onto the website of the like phlebotomy laboratory that has sent this, as you know, the details on here, and it's all technical stuff. There's no like how to use it. I'm guessing they're assuming that the medical professionals are going to use them. I've also realised that one of these has 2 swabs in it. And I'm like, do I do something different with each swab? Now, how long do I swab myself for? How many times do I do it? Is it 5? Is it 15? Like, there's literally nothing. I consider myself to be a reasonably intelligent person, and I am flummoxed by this. So how you're supposed to do this if you have no, like, medical knowledge whatsoever, I don't know. Yeah, there is absolutely nothing on here with any sort of instructions whatsoever for how to use it. The black swab has some like rough instructions on it of like, open the packet, swab yourself, and then like put it back in. I could figure that much out. It doesn't tell me how many times to swab myself though. I've decided to just go ahead and do it because wherever I looked on, most of the places online that I looked at seemed to say that you could do it, but it might return an inaccurate answer. So I'm just going to do it, and if it's wrong, they can send me another sample, because honestly, like, giving me no instructions is, I think, really poor. Isn't it just wonderful having a vagina? All the things you have to put up with. Okay, I've swabbed it. This is the point at which I snap them off. Haha, 1 down. Right, that is 2 completed swabs. Hopefully I've done them right. We shall find out. Well, it is now just gone 11:30, much later than I intended to go to bed, but oh my god, that faff with the sample. Anyway, I'll sort it out tomorrow. Oh, the other thing I've realised is I don't know whether I'm supposed to store it in the fridge or not, because I've done it in the evening and I've got to do it tomorrow. Maybe I should put it in the fridge. I don't know. I really don't know. Anyway, I'm going to go to bed now because I'm tired and I probably still want to read for a little bit too. But yeah, thank you so much for watching this day in my life. Mainly a work day in my life, obviously, so a tiny bit of RN. But this is pretty typical. Well, it's actually what used to be pretty typical of my work days prior to training, although I had a little bit of self-led training today. I didn't have any like online courses that I had to do. So yeah, but this is now my 1 day a week that I have where I have the whole day to work and get other jobs done. So I think I'm going to try and get some more, like, as I did today, like the life admin stuff done on these days that I've kind of let slip a bit over the last couple of months while I've been doing this training, which, as I said before, really enjoyed. Curious to see where it leads. And oh, on the plus note, I put that post on Instagram about my survey and it's now over 1,000. Yay! So yeah, that should be really good. Really curious to analyse that. But I might start this weekend, or maybe if I get a bit of time tomorrow, although I have all day tomorrow. But yeah, it should be interesting to see what comes out of that. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, guys. Do please subscribe. Thank you as always to my Precious Star Superstar members for giving me that little bit of extra support each month. And to the rest of you for watching and subscribing, thank you so much too. Hope you have a great day wherever you are. Bye everyone.